Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are going to totally upgrade your business English. We'll follow a professional through a typical workday, and I'll show you how to swap out some basic, everyday phrases for ones that will make you sound way more confident and, well, like a pro. Ready? Let's jump in.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever been writing an email or sitting in a meeting and just felt like your English could be a little bit stronger, a little more polished? It's a super common feeling, trust me. Well, that's exactly what we're tackling today. We're going to take those simple, everyday phrases and trade them in for some pro-level ones that will really elevate your communication game.
All right, first things first. Imagine you've just sat down at your desk, coffee in hand, and you need to send that first important email of the day. You know, that email is often the very first impression you make. So we're going to look at how just a few small tweaks in your writing can make a huge difference in how your message lands. It's all about making every single word count.
Okay, check this out. It seems like a small thing, right? But think about the difference. Instead of a kind of vague, slow opening, starting with "I am writing to" is so direct. It's professional. It instantly tells the person reading it why you're in their inbox. And you know what that does? It shows you respect their time, and it makes you look super efficient. It's a small change with a big impact.
All right, let's add a few more of these power phrases to your email toolkit. So instead of just saying, "Here's the file," which is fine, you could say something more polished like, "Please find the attached document for your review." See how that sounds? And when you're wrapping things up, a phrase like, "Kindly let us know if you need any further assistance," is just a perfect, polite way to close out the message.
Okay, so you've sent your emails. What's next? Well, usually you're jumping right into the heart of the workday, the team meeting. Now, this is a huge opportunity to really shine, so let's get you armed and ready with the exact phrases you need to handle any discussion like a total pro. First up, a classic you've probably heard a million times, brainstorm. So what does it really mean? It's simple. It's all about just throwing ideas out there as a group. The whole point is to get every single possibility onto the table. No bad ideas, no judgment, before you start picking them apart. Okay, now for something a little more casual. Let's say you've got a few half-baked ideas and you're not ready for a big presentation. You can just ask a colleague, "Hey, can I bounce some ideas off you for a minute?" It is such a great, low-pressure way to get their gut reaction and kickstart a creative chat.
So what happens when someone brings up a really great point, but it's totally off topic, and you need to stay focused? Easy. You just say, "You know what? That's a really important point. Let's circle back to it after we get through the main agenda." It's basically a professional IOU, a promise that you will come back to it later.
Now this one sounds a lot like circle back, but there's a subtle, important difference. You put a pin in it when it's a fantastic idea, but it just doesn't belong in this meeting at all. You're basically saying, "Hey, that's valuable, let's not forget it, but we need to set it aside and give it its own dedicated time later." Like if you're in a meeting about this quarter's marketing and someone brings up next year's budget, that's a perfect time to say, "Great thought, let's put a pin in that for now."
Oh, this is a lifesaver for keeping your meetings productive. You know when a conversation starts getting stuck on tiny, super specific details that just don't matter right now? That's what we call getting lost in the weeds. So, as the leader, or even just a participant, you can gently guide everyone back by saying, "Hey team, let's try not to get lost in the weeds here." It's the perfect way to zoom everyone back out to the big picture. Okay, the meeting's done. You've got your to-do list. Now for the real work, collaborating with your team on projects. And you guessed it, effective teamwork has its own special language too.
So you need some advice from the team expert, right? Instead of just saying, "Hey, can you help me? Try this. Do you have a minute? I'd love to pick your brains about something." It's such a great phrase because it's friendly, but it also shows that you respect their expertise and value their thoughts. All right, picture this. The deadline is looming, and a project is in a super critical, urgent phase. That's when you might hear a manager say, "Okay, team, it's all hands on deck." This is basically the emergency signal. It means this is the #1 priority, and we need absolutely everyone to drop what they're doing and help get this thing across the finish line, now. Of course, in any team, you're going to run into different kinds of work styles. You'll probably hear people talk about these two types. On one side, you have the slacker, the person who's maybe not pulling their weight. And on the complete opposite end, you have the workhorse. That's your super dedicated colleague who you can always count on to get stuff done. Definitely informal terms, but you'll hear them around.
Work isn't just about projects and meetings. So much of it is about the people and the relationships you build. And that's where office small talk comes in. It might feel like a tiny, insignificant thing, but trust me, it is absolutely essential for building those connections and creating a great work atmosphere. Let's take a super common scenario. You're at the coffee machine on Monday morning. Asking, "How was your weekend?" is the perfect icebreaker. Now, here's the key. Instead of just saying, "Good," and walking away, try adding a little more, like, It was really relaxing. Thanks. How was yours? See that? By asking a question back, you're keeping the conversation going. It's these little moments that really add up.
And that's the whole point, really. Small talk isn't just about filling awkward silences. It's about building rapport. What's rapport? It's just that good connection, that easy understanding you have with someone. And honestly, that's the real secret sauce, the foundation of any great team. All right, to finish up our tour of a professional workday, let's do a quick fire round. We're going to stock your toolkit with a few absolutely essential acronyms that you are going to see all the time in emails and work chats.
Here we go. Let's count down the top 5 acronyms that you just have to know.
Okay, let's rapid fire these. First, ASAP. That's as soon as possible. When you see this, it's urgent. Next, EOD, which means end of day. Pretty simple. Then there's FYI, which is just for your information, a little heads up. OOO means out of office. You'll see that in a lot of automatic email replies. And finally, everyone's favorite at the end of a long week, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
And there you have it. We've gone from morning emails through team meetings, project work, and even to the coffee machine. So now I have a little challenge for you. What is the one new phrase you're going to try and use tomorrow? Just pick one. Try it out, put it to work, and I promise you'll see what a difference it can make. Thanks so much for joining me.